Hello, good evening, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to the 7 p.m. In class online. I hope you have a good day today for those who need to go back to work on the first day after the circuit breaker. This week, we will focus on seated practice. So the poses we are doing this evening are rather easy. Okay, so we are not going to do any complicated poses. The poses are very standard in practices. I looked through the list. Most of you are practicing in for at least the past few weeks with me. So these poses shouldn't be something new. They should be familiar. The main purpose of practicing these poses is so that we can release our lower back and our physical body. At the same time, calm our mind down so that towards the end, we can sit quietly for about 12 minutes. Okay, so we will start the class today with a very short breathing practice. Then we follow by a few poses in, and then we end off with Shavasana. And then I will invite you to come out to a comfortable seat. So for those who are uncomfortable, okay, you should know your body. If you know that you tend to fidget and it is extremely uncomfortable to sit on the floor, I strongly encourage you to sit elevated, okay? Especially if you need to sit for about 12 minutes. So either you use blocks, you use a cushion, or by all means, when you come up from Shavasana, grab a chair so that you can sit on a chair. Your feet are placed on the floor so that you can enjoy the seated practice. Okay, no point forcing yourself into an uncomfortable position. Your mind is all over the physical body. You will not be able to enjoy the seated practice. So, few things. The first thing I want to highlight again is that tonight, the main purpose is to calm the mind and to lead yourself into a mindful practice. So even when you come out from each posture and you transit to the next posture, try not to disrupt the quietness in the mind that you have taken a long time to cultivate. The mind should get quieter and quieter, although you might be making changes to the poses in the practice. Okay, so do not just jump up from the pose and then just get to the next pose. The purpose is not the posture. The posture is just the mechanism, the vehicle, so that actually if you keep that mindful attitude throughout the whole practice, you are not just practicing mindfulness for this 12 minutes towards the end, you're actually practicing mindfulness throughout the entire 75 minutes practice tonight. Okay, so I encourage you to make the transition from each posture to each posture as mindful as possible. And if you're familiar with the poses, you might not even need to open your eyes to look at me. You can dim down the screen and then just listen to my voice. I will try to minimize talking tonight so that to give you the space to be quiet and to experience how is it like to be with yourself tonight. So can I invite you to come to a comfortable seat? I strongly encourage you to prop your sitting bone, okay? And then take any comfortable cross-legged position. You can crisscross your leg, you sit in this way, or you can take Padmasana, lotus pose, if your knees and your hip allow you to do so, okay? Lengthen the spine. Just tune into the physical body. Just take a few moments to check in, to feel how is the body doing today. Take a few moments to consolidate the mind, putting aside whatever that doesn't serve you right now. Perhaps take a few moments to set an intention for tonight's practice for yourself. The intention can be something simple. I'm committed to be connected with my breath and my physical body in the practice tonight. So it's always an anchoring point for you to go back to whenever your mind starts to stray. Or the intention can be to try a little bit less hard tonight, or make that sitting practice easier tonight. Notice the quality of your breath as you inhale and as you exhale. Can you soften your eyeballs, your facial muscle, your jaws and your tongue? Letting go of any expectation, judgment, and simply be in the present moment. So if your eyes still closed, we are going to do some counting of our breath. So the first round, we're going to count equal counts for inhale and exhale. So count according to how long your breath is. We're going to inhale with a count of 4, and we exhale with a count of 4. So take a normal exhale. And then begin. So there is no need to purposely lengthen the breath. You're just counting 4 counts in and 4 count out. Now wherever you are, continue this counting, 4 counts in and 4 count out. We're going to just add one component in between the in-breath and the out-breath. Use 1 count in between them to pause and hold your breath. So you're going to count 4 count in, pause, 1 count, and then 4 count out, pause, 1 count, and then you repeat the cycle again. There is no need to pause and hold the breath too long. That's not the intent. We are not going to do breath retention. We are merely creating that 1 count in between the in-breath and out-breath. And I want you to notice what happened to that 1 count when you are totally still, when breath is not moving, and allow the mind to anchor onto that 1 count of quietness. So keeping this quietness and this connection that you have cultivated with your breath, do not disturb it, do not move your body drastically. We are just going to slowly transit to our first pose, that is butterfly pose. So you might not even need to open your eyes, you just push whatever cushion you have away, and then you have your sole of the feet together, make yourself comfortable, and just choose to take a variation of the butterfly pose. You can continue to sit upright if that serves you better, or you can allow your upper body to lean forward as you exhale, if that serves you better. So we're going to hold this butterfly pose for about 5 minutes. Notice the change in the physical sensation when we change from a seated position to our first posture, the butterfly pose. Are you still relaxing your facial muscle and your belly? You're still breathing in 4 count. You quietly pause for a count, and then you slowly exhale 4 count, and you pause for a count. So try to make yourself comfortable in whatever variation you have chosen. Try not to create too much of the physical sensation that starts to distract you. So this practice that I'm sharing with you, this breathing exercise is called shamatha. So shamatha is a type of breathing where we are not controlling the breath. The counting is merely for you to anchor your mind so that your mind don't get swayed and drift away. So do not use the count to control the breath. If you find that counting 4 count is too short for you, feel free to lengthen the count, or you find that that's too much, you can shorten the counting. So 4 count is not a magical number that you're trying to achieve. It's merely a mechanism for you to anchor the mind into this counting method. So there are 3 steps to this shamatha breathing exercise. First, you fully relax the body, like in all in practices. You do not tense any part of your body is fully relaxed. The second step is, while your body is fully relaxed, you keep your mind alert and vivid. And that's the reason of me suggesting the counting, so that your mind do not drift and space out. So your mind is fully alert, while your body is fully relaxed. And the third step is a continuity circle. So basically, you repeat the first 2 steps over and over again, relaxing your body, keeping your mind fully aware and alert. Continue to relax the body, keeping the mind alert. The purpose of practicing shamatha is to know when you are distracted. And it is perfectly normal for us to get distracted. Our mind is what we call a monkey mind. It can easily distracted in a split second. So the practice is for us to notice whenever our mind gets distracted, we are aware and we bring the mind back, relaxing the body, keeping our mind aware of the physical sensation. This seemingly easy practice keep us continuing this journey for us to create this longer period of non-distraction. So no hurry. The next pose we are going to transit to is a wide-legged straddle pose, or we call a dragonfly pose. So we're going to just straighten our legs to lean forward. So take as long as you want, and you make yourself your way to a wide-legged straddle pose. So try to make the transition as slow, as mindful as possible. You're aware of your body as you slowly push yourself up. You're aware of the changes in the legs when you straighten your legs to the side. Check in to see if you need anything to prop your sitting bone higher. Check in to see if you need any bolster or props in front of you to make the forward fold a little bit less strenuous for the body. Once you change the attitude towards each posture, you're no longer overly concerned with the physical stretch. You start to be more at ease with the posture. You're no longer concerned with trying to go deeper. All these poses are merely there to create different sensation in different parts of our body, so that our mind is constantly anchored to the physical sensation. So are you still keeping track of your in-breath and your out-breath? How has the experience been in that 1 or 2 count of quietness that you have created in between your inhale and your exhale? You might notice that the quality of breath getting softer and less strenuous. The breathing become less effort. But you're fully aware of the subtlety of the breath flowing in and out of the physical body. We have 5 more breaths. Take your time. As you inhale, slowly push yourself up. We pull our legs together and take any comfortable position you want for the rebounds. Be sensitive to the sensation that the body is giving you right now. And then very slowly push yourself up. The next pose we are going to is a deer pose. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to have our feet mat distance apart. We're going to drop both knees to one side. You decide where you want to start. You can drop both knees to the right or both knees to the left. Or you can drop both knees to the left. Just make sure you do it the other side later. Okay, and then twist your body towards the back. If you have a bolster, feel free to lie on the bolster. If you have no bolster, feel free to rest on the elbow. So if you have dropped your knees to the right, as you lean your body towards the back, turn your head towards the right. If you drop your knees to the left, turn your head towards the left. So especially if you are lying on a bolster or the pillow, you'll notice that our body and our mind start to drift away much easier because we get more and more comfortable. And that's the reason why many people feel that in the yin practice, they tend to fall asleep. It's perfectly fine to fall asleep when you are fully relaxed, if your body really needs that. But in tonight's or this week practice, when we are trying to create this mindfulness, we try to reframe our mind from spacing out or falling asleep. So if you have tendency to fall asleep, I encourage you to do the counting exercise. Just count your inhale breath. Make an effort to hold one count. Count your exhale breath. Hold for one count before you repeat the whole cycle. There is no need to make your inhale and exhale breath equal length. So it's perfectly normal for you to have your exhale breath longer than your inhale breath. So you can have inhale breath 4 count, stop for 1 count. Exhale breath, you can be as long as 6 count, and you hold for 1 count. So the purpose here is not to make the breath equal. The purpose is just to count your inhale and exhale breath.
You have 5 more breaths. Very slowly, feel the pressure on your palm as you push your body up. Slowly face the front. You are still keeping your feet wide, and then you just drop the knees to the other side. So twist your entire body facing the back of the mat first, before you allow the body to slowly lean forward. So whenever we change a new pose, take some time to feel the difference in the physical sensation. Check if you are holding any tension in the body, especially your groin and your belly. We have 5 more minutes. So very, very slowly press the palm onto the floor and then slowly bring yourself up. Straighten your legs to the front. Relax the ankle and the knees. So the next pose we're going to do, I'm going to provide you with 2 options. For friends who can easily do shoelace pose, I encourage you to take the shoelace pose with the left knee below and the right knee on top. Okay, but if shoelace pose is something that you don't really fancy and you are not able to do this posture comfortably, the knees is either too high up or you feel extremely uncomfortable to calm the mind down, you don't do shoelace, you will do pigeon or swan. Okay, so I repeat one more time. If you can do shoelace, please go ahead and do shoelace with the left knee below, right knee on top. If this posture is not for you, you will come to swan pose with your right knee forward and your left leg extended to the right. And then you come to your elbows. Okay, so choose one option. As I mentioned, tonight's the practice here is not for you to do some extreme poses. Honor the body. See which posture is less demanding on the physical body and the mind. Both poses, shoelace and swan pose, they both target the same area, the right glutes and the outer thigh. So you're not losing any part of the practice, even if you choose a different variation. And once you come to the posture, you decide how you want to place your body in either the shoelace or swan. You can choose to sit upright, or you can come on to a high swan, or you can choose to lean forward. Likewise, you can rest the elbow down for the sleeping swan. So a shoelace and a swan pose can be a little bit agitating for some people. So back off a little bit, especially if you have tight outer hip. This posture is not comfortable at all. So do not push through the posture. Do less. And see if you can cultivate this equanimity in this more challenging pose. So we have 2.5 more minutes. You can choose any variation for you to deepen the posture if you so wish to. Or you can back off a little bit. Three more breaths. So wherever you are, you can be in swan or in shoelace, doesn't matter. Slowly push yourself up. We're going to do a short rebound, 5 to 8 breaths. Choose any rebound position. We have done shoelace many times. So you can choose any rebound position. You can straighten your legs. You can even lie down, or you can bend your knees and drop your knees to one side and keep rotating the hip. Okay, very slowly push yourself up. So if you are in shoelace, your right knee is on the floor first, your left knee is on top. If you are doing swan, your left knee should be forward, your right leg should be extended towards the back. So take some time to get yourself into the posture. We're going to stay the same on this side for 5 minutes. So you might not need to go very deep at the start. You can just chill and hang, especially if your hip is a little bit tight. You do not want to shock it suddenly and become an agony trying to hold it. So you try to slowly ease into the posture. You have about 2 more minutes. You can choose to change the shape that you're making if you wish to. You can either deepen it or back off a little bit. Try to relax the groin, relax the lower back. If you're in swan, make sure that the sitting bone and the butt are still feeling the heaviness. Do not transfer all the weight to the elbow. Five more breaths. Very slowly push yourself up. Choose a rebound position for yourself. Feel free to lie down if the body needs to lie down. You will stay here for about 5 to 8 breaths. The next time you inhale, slowly push yourself up. And then we rest on our belly. And we come to the last posture tonight. A back bend. So we're going to stay in this last posture for 6 minutes. Okay, so choose an appropriate depth for this back bend. You can do spins, like what I'm doing now. You're resting on the elbows, or you can rest on the palm and straighten your elbows for seal, or you can change halfway. I will tell you when we are at the midpoint of this posture. Check into the sensation of your lower back. This is our first back bend. You can relax the shoulders. You don't need to actively push the shoulder and prop your chest up. So it's perfectly fine for you to totally relax the shoulders, even if your ears slightly shrug, even if your shoulders slightly shrug towards the ear, as long as you're not feeling any sharp pain around the neck. You can choose to glance forward with your eyes closed, or you can drop your head towards the mat to stretch the back of your neck. So are you still connected with your in-breath and your out-breath? So we are at half time. So for those who wish to make any changes to this posture, you may do so. But there is no obligation. Feel free to stay. Check that you are not clenching your butt. You are relaxing the groin and the belly, allowing the natural compression of your lower back to happen naturally. Just take notice that there is no sharp pain, and be especially careful with the lower back. We have 5 more breaths. The next time you exhale, very slowly allow your entire body to lean forward. Fold your arms and rest the forehead onto the forearms. This is our resting posture for tonight in practice before we push ourselves up to a seated position. So you might feel that your lower back is a little bit vulnerable and sore after the Sphinx pose or the seal pose. Is perfectly normal. Just take some time to witness the rebounds from this back bend.
So if your eyes still closed, very slowly press the palm below your shoulders and slowly push yourself up. And take any comfortable seated position. As mentioned, feel free to sit on a chair if sitting on the floor is not comfortable for you. And I strongly encourage you to sit slightly elevated. Sit on bolster, pillow, a block, or even a few books. So take some time to feel the heaviness of the sitting bone once again. See if you can slightly lean the body forward and backward to find the midline whereby the weight of your upper body directly passes through the sitting bone. You might want to adjust your feet, wiggle your toes a little bit, making sure that there's no sharp pain on the knees. We spend some time to settle the lower body, the heaviness of the thigh, ankle, the downward energy of the lower body sinking you and grounding you down. And then as you inhale, keep the spine erected and keep the integrity of the spine. So we are not relaxing our body so much that we start to slouch and round our shoulders. Keep the natural lifting of the spine and openness of the chest, so that breath can easily flow in and out to fill up our lungs. Relax the shoulders. Gently roll the eyeball downward towards the cheeks. Relax the jaws, allowing the tongue to be neutral. Perhaps slightly separate your upper teeth and your lower teeth. Softening the throat, your eyebrow and your facial muscle. And notice the quality of your breath. Notice if you are setting any expectation for this seated practice. Let go of any expectation of judgment. Every seated practice is a new practice. We let go of any unpleasant or pleasant experiences We do not anticipate. We're simply being with the breath and the physical body here and now in the present moment. If you've gotten used to anchoring the mind to the breath without any counting, feel free to not count. Just enjoy this moment of quietness. But if you know that the mind get a little bit naughty today and it keep going away, then perhaps counting the breath might help to anchor the mind. And if there are distractions around you, especially if you are practicing in a place whereby you can hear what is happening outside, it is a good practice for you to just notice what is happening around you, but not particularly paying attention and get distracted by it. So we are not pushing this sensation away. We're not trying to shut this thing away. That's not the purpose. But instead, we are noticing it. It is there. It is distracting me. And the fact that you are noticing that it is distracting you, anchor the mind toward this awareness. Notice this relationship we are creating with this disturbance. And if any emotions start to bubble up after sitting for a while, notice whatever sensation that arises from this seated practice. It can be momentarily moments of joy, or it can be moments of agitation. It can be impatience. It can be peaceful. It differs from person to person. It differs in each practice. So just notice the state of the emotion. And even if you are not feeling anything, just notice that you are feeling neutral. Feeling neutral is a type of feeling. So is your physical body still relaxed? Keeping the basic integrity of the spine? Is your mind still alert and vivid? We have 2 more minutes. I'll keep quiet for you to enjoy this 2 minutes of quietness. Very slowly press the palms together in front of your heart. Feel the warmth in the palm as you press the palms together. Gently rub the palms together. Press the palm deep into your eyes. Give your eyes a massage. Your eyes have worked hard for you. So keep pressing. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, very, very slowly, move the palm away. Gently open your eyes. Namaste. Thank you.